Did you guys watch Dynamite?
Yes.
Your mic is messed up.
Yes.
Okay.
There you
go.
805,000 DI.
Holy.
Yeah.
Down from last week's 818.
Wow.
And everybody's putting over what a great. I was underwhelmed by it because it's just like, bro. That's the thing. If you just like good matches, this is the show for you. But it opens up with
We didn't have we had Conrad had the split, Konnan had a thing, but he was talking about same generation RF video compilation tapes. Maybe that's the kind of thing that inspired Tony. But if Tony was an ECW fan, which he was, and he watched their TV show, he'd realize that the bulk of that show was in-ring promos, was Paul putting together 10-minute Pulp Fiction videos, and the matches were, you never saw a full match on ECW TV. It was always cut, highlight.
That was genius.
Yep. So, like to see something like that from AEW. Get that Pulp Fiction style promo back.
So the show opens up with Paige versus Swerve, and these guys are good workers. They've been working each other enough. I was not a fan of the finishing sequence. Okay, I was a fan of Swerve going for the stomp and selling his ankle. Okay, I was not a fan of him going up the second time to do it again with a hurt ankle. Like who would have, what competitor would have done that? That makes a babyface look dumb when you it's like, because you're going like, why is he going to try this again if he's got a hurt ankle? And he does the thing and he hurts his ankle again because he moved out of the way. And he turns it in, he goes for the buckshot lariat, turns it into a JMLL driver, and he covers him. They didn't do the countdown or anything. They just rang the bell at 2 and said it was a 30-minute draw. All right. After the match, Swerve gets a mic and says, "You know how this goes. 5 more minutes." Paige laughed and he said, "Swerve, tonight you had to beat me to become number one contender, and you didn't do it. You will not be the world champion. For you, it's over." And then Paige rolled out of the ring. Then Tony Schiavone stood up and spoke over the house mic and called for Paige to stop. Schiavone said Tony Khan informed him that the match was not done. Schiavone said they have 2 number one contenders, meaning Swerve and Paige will challenge Samoa Joe in a 3-way match at AEW Revolution. Then Paige flipped out and yelled repeatedly that Swerve didn't beat him as he headed to the back. What did you think of this?
Well, first of all, if you're in a blood feud, right, and you've attacked, insulted each other, why are you locking up? Start off hot. Let's go. One of them meets you at the entrance ramp or slides in and you have a hockey fight. Why are you feeling things out and locking up like you're meeting each other for the first time? This was a good match, way too long for me. And the crowd was hot. One of the most ridiculous things. Did you see the scene where what's this guy's name? Swerve Disco was outside selling.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Remember when he was outside selling, and instead of Prince Nana checking up on him or helping him up, he started to do the dance, the "Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nene" dance, and then he kind of like came to life, like almost like if he had powered him up. Did you notice that? What a ridiculous! What a ridiculous!
But I don't know. It's a sports entertainment. I'm not knocking that spot.
All right.
So
I'm not a fan, but go ahead.
So the backstage, you go to Samoa Joe, and he's interviewed by Renee, and he sarcastically said he was feeling joy and merriment over the finish of the match, setting up the need for a 3-way at Revolution. Said neither man won, and therefore neither man deserves to be in the ring with him. And Joe said no matter what they do, he'll walk out of Revolution as a world champion. He said both men will suffer because of it. So, and I think they were selling the fact that Joe does not have to get pinned to lose the belt, which makes this match ridiculous that neither of these guys won, but they have a chance to go in there and not beat Joe and win the belt. So right. I'm not a fan.
And not only that, I like Joe because he's always mad. I don't really remember what he said, but he's always mad and screams. Right.
Yeah. Deonna Purrazzo joined the broadcast team. During this match between Tony Storm and Red Velvet, did anything Deonna Purrazzo said at commentary pique your interest?
No.
So Storm wins, and after the match, Purrazzo enters the ring and goes face to face with Storm, who appeared to smell her face. Then Luther came in and separated them, and then pointed his finger at Purrazzo, who blew him off. Then Luther exited the ring and headed back to the back with Storm in May. That little instance that I just showed you, that looked very green from everybody. The way it was played out, like Luther came in there, it was like bad acting. But that did not make me interested in Deonna Purrazzo versus Toni Storm at all.
Bro, nothing against Velvet Cake, but is she the only girl on the roster? It seems every week it's her against somebody else. They've got to have a ton of women back there. It's weird because,
She's got the Brit spot where she's on TV every week with either promo or match. Every week.
Yeah, but Britt wasn't losing every week.
No, Toni Storm wins though.
Oh no, I'm talking about Velvet.
Oh yeah, Red. I don't know why they keep right.
She's there every week. She loses every week, like that guy they just signed up, the Black Bounty Killer, something Lee. What was his name?
Keith Taylor or something. I don't know. Some generic. What's the guy's name? Joe, look that up. Some generic guy.
Right. It's and the same thing they do like with Brian Cage. It's like they put her in a long match so they show she can hang, and then they always beat her.
So Renee Paquette interviewed Orange Cassidy backstage. He's actually good in his gimmick, but these promos are just not like they don't make me interested in anything he's doing, even though they're funny because he's in character, right? Cassidy said he was defending his title against Tomohiro Ishii on Saturday after competing in a 6-man tag match against the Undisputed Kingdom on Rampage. Bro, they just put the rankings out, right? Why is Cassidy wrestling a guy that's not even ranked for the title? So it's a very solid
I think they're going
right?
they're going back to the tried and true formula that they did with Wardlow and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. Let's just throw competitors at him every week with no buildup, and he just beats all of them. That's what they're going back to what they feel made him. He's so over. Right. Bro, but the thing is, so much of these crews come off as jabronis. Right. Like the guys that were with, like Orange Cassidy's over with that crowd. But bro, Rocky and the other guy, what's his name?
Very boring.
Yes.
Trent and Chuck Taylor.
And I'd throw Chuck in there too.
So the gimmick of this is that they're supposed to, the three of them are supposed to wrestle a 6-man against the Undisputed Kingdom on Rampage. And then he's wrestling Ishii on Saturday. And Paquette is asking him if the wear and tear of the 6-man tag match was before his title defense. Like, that's an angle here. So Cassie said yes, but it would be fine. And she also knew that Chuck Taylor was injured. And Cassie said Taylor was being checked out, and they were about to check out him being checked out. That Paquette had them all put their hands in, and they all raised them together. Did this make you excited for the two matches, the Undisputed Kingdom versus against those?
Very much so.
And
very much so.
You know what Cassidy should do? He should do commentary with that slacker stuff.
Right.
That would be that he should do. That'd be a good spot for him. So the Blackpool Combat Club is mad because Moxley got attacked by the CMLL guys, and then Bryan Danielson wrestled Hechicero on Collision. So now they're in a 6-man, and Castagnoli was actually no-selling Dorada's chops. I don't know if that was by design or if they were not. I don't know what happened here, because I wonder if these guys were going over this match and the CMLL guys are trying to maybe difficult to work with. I don't know. What did you think of this match, Konnan? Because they were like there was not a lot of
Well, like there's obviously the language barrier. There's obviously Mexico CMLL is a harder style. They're not doing Eddie Kingston chops in the corner. Like when you're chopped, you're getting chopped, whether it's by Rush or any of the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're probably, I don't know. I thought the match was good because they all can go. I think the guy that's sticking out is Hechicero, the guy that was doing the mat wrestling with Bryan Danielson. But why is this feud happening? Why is it continuing? Why did the guys that were sitting in the first row, who, by the way, in Mexico, nobody knows who they are, so I don't know why they're there. But
they lost, by the way. They just came
and they lost, and so was not a bad match, but it's not really. I'm interested in seeing it just to see the styles clash, but it's not something that it's not a good storyline, dude.
Right.
The same problem I have with the rest of the show.
There were luchadors at ringside, and they ran in, and then Christopher Danielson and Matt Sydal and Menard and Parker
came out. Right.
So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna have a match. They cut to the back where Chuck Taylor had been laid out by the Undisputed Kingdom. And Adam Cole looked at Taylor and Moxley told him to get well soon. What is the meaning of this? Excalibur asked. That's funny because, you can tell that Jason Powell, when he writes this stuff, he's kind of frustrated with how lame some of this stuff is.
Can you imagine if, the guys that came out for the Mexican match, Mark Menard, whatever it is, and Chris Danielson, right?
Right.
Chris Daniels.
Right.
All right.
So
can you imagine if they're in the back and Daniel's like, yeah, I got Mexican watch. And they go, so do we. And it goes, if you watch those darn Mexicans showed up and they get into the match, wait to the very end and we'll run out after them.
right.
How
So
funny would that be?
Right. So next is Tony Khan does his promo when he announced a big show in Boston on March 13th called AEW Big Business. And he said if you can't be there in person, you want to watch the show. And he said it'd be one of the most important nights ever in AEW, a night that the entire pro wrestling industry will remember. Didn't mention any matches or anything, just said it's a big show on March 13th in Boston. And I will say this, that that's where they've done well, is whenever they've had a big show that meant more than something, they've always done like a better rating than that, but their weekly TV is still underwhelming.
Well, that's a good thing, because if the rumors are true, it's going to be Sasha, Mercedes Moné.
Yeah,
and if you remember here on the K100 platform here, Billy Body actually predicted Sasha was coming in last year. So a year later, his prediction has come true.
But honestly, it's like she's not. I don't think that she's definitely doesn't have the impact that, like, it's been a while.
Yeah, man,
and
she hasn't
and
been
she
on
went
TV
on Japan, and she kind of bombed on a couple spots that she did, and even when she was in WWE, she was.
I think what's going to happen is that she'll come back like a lot of people have come back to huge pop and huge first 2-3 week, honeymoon period, and then she won't be used right or be put in a stupid angle or something. She'll lose a lot of her luster.
Let me tell you exactly what she's going to do. Okay, the first week she's back, just to get a win, she's going to wrestle Red Velvet. Okay.
Oh no.
Then she's going to have a match against Emi Sakura. All right, and then she might wrestle Abaddon. Right, and then when you're completely disinterested and she hadn't started an angle with anybody and everything, then she'll probably have a face-off with Toni Storm or Anna Jay or something.
No. They'll put her in a match with Riho.
Right. So Jericho comes out to Judas and Takeshita against Jericho. Takeshita taps him out with the walls of Jericho. Okay, so but Takeshita hasn't really been doing anything on TV like the past month. So this is just a win for Takeshita, and that's it. He beat Jericho. And a thing that really wasn't... The only way they plugged this was Jericho had wrestled Hobbs the week before. Was he wrestled Hobbs the week before? Who did he wrestle the week before? And here's another thing, too. Jericho was out there by himself, and Takeshita was out there with Don Callis and Hobbs. Where was Sammy Guevara?
He came out. He hit him with he hit him with like a...
Okay, let's fast forward to the end here. So.
They hit him with a chair, and I think he cutted him.
So he did come out. But he didn't come out with him. He came out during the match, right?
Right.
Okay. I would have had to come out with him because that would have made more storyline sense if the other guy had him outnumbered. So we had, brothers, literally, we've talked about the show. We're already on the main event, and the only thing's happening.
Yeah, because the matches were all long.
And then we had a
Jericho's match was long.
Right.
The Hangman's match was really long.
And this was long. This was disturbing to watch. I did not a fan of Sting diving off of the balcony onto. They don't, bro. When I'm watching Sting out there. And this has happened with the House of Black and stuff, and like these guys in Big Bill and stuff, bro, they don't really look like they're trying to take care of Sting. They're very snug and stiff with them. Do you notice this, Konnan?
I have not noticed that. No.
Joe, there's a spot. See if you can find it where Big Bill clotheslines Sting on the floor, and I want to try and find that. If you can just look at Sting, Big Bill, AEW, go through Twitter and see if you can find that spot. It'll be posted on Twitter somewhere, but. Yeah, they're just very rough with him, and so they go over, they win the belts, and then his kids are out there, and both of his kids they look exactly like him, by the way, in the face.
Yes, they do.
Almost like I did, like they're almost like little stingers, yeah. But they're wearing black T-shirts and black jeans, both of them dressed identical, which is kind of weird. I thought the choice of clothes was kind of strange. I would have had them marking out for their dad, at least wearing some of his merchandise, maybe. Like a T-shirt or something, just black T-shirts and black tees. Kind of. What did you think about that? Did you notice that, or just think nothing of it? I thought that was.
No, I thought more of that they looked like him.
Right. So after the match, the what you call it, the Young Bucks come in and where they're just holding the titles up, and they come in with baseball bats and they got white suits on, and they attack them all with the baseball bats, and Sting had to get color. And they wore the white jackets because they got the blood all over the white pants and jackets they were wearing, and this is like supposed to be like heat. And I thought every time they do the blood and stuff, and like why are they like their characters kind of like just did like the way they were building the characters of Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson building up to this does not make sense. Like why would they just come in and beat them up and bloody them and attack them was the progression of where they were going with their characters. So I don't know.
It almost seemed like they were starting off getting into their new characters, and all of a sudden, boom.
Right, they're let's get some heat, and it's like, but bro, every time they do the blood in the show, it's contrived heat to me because we all know that they're cutting themselves and stuff. I don't know, it's like a throwback to heat but it's not really. I don't know. But Sting looks good out there for his age, but I don't like the way these guys are roughing him up out there. So.
I think, bro, he's getting paid a lot of money. This is his last hurrah. He's around a lot of young energy, and he's probably like, let me do a couple of things because this is the last time I'm ever going to do it. The crowd reacts to him crazy, and when you feel that adrenaline, you'll take a couple of the risks that you normally wouldn't. So, this is his last hurrah. Let him do what he wants.
Right.
Yeah, but there's stuff that I agree with. I'm like, dude, you don't have to.
Like, you're uncomfortable. We know the guy. We know he's old. Like, he's older than us.
Right.
And I'm like, is that necessary? You got Darby out there. Let him do all that. Okay.
I'm not there. Am I muted?
This should be it right here.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I just want to see. It's probably right after this, but this is also kind of play. All right, that site froze.
Plus, you don't even know if Sting is telling the guys, lay it in, don't be afraid, because he doesn't want to look like, he has to be taken care of.
Orange Cassidy defends against Ishii.
No, pick it up before this, Cody.
Like, that's a little rough, too.
No.
That's what I wanted to show you.
Right before this. I think it's right before this.
Right before this, he hits Darby with a slam on the floor.
He doesn't clothesline Sting here?
Unbelievable!
All right.
Same. Now we're in the double. We're back. What's Sting? Sting's down.
Because, go back to before that where Sting's down. Because I think that might have been the spot.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let me go back a couple seconds.
To that. Right.
Wild main event for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, a tornado match. Big Bill and Absolute Ricky Starks looking to fend off the challenge of Darby Allin and Sting. And Sting the splash on Big Bill. Meanwhile, ouch! Holy smut! He just absorbed.
I'm like,
and he kind of landed on his elbow.
I'm just like, I don't know,
I wouldn't have agreed with. He just got hit with a stinger splash. Why?
Right. Yeah. Like no sold that whatever. So that's been our everybody thought Dynamite was great. To me, like nothing really happened on the show except that heat angle at the end, which came out of nowhere. So I don't know. What did you think of this?
Yeah, this is like an underwhelming show for me. There's nothing I'm coming out of this that I want to see. Tony Storm still is probably the most over performer with me, and I'm not into anything that's happening right now.
I'm really nothing. Me neither. I'm not into there's what are the angles that you're invested in here?
Well, I guess there's the Don Callis and Jericho.
But are you invested? What are they doing with that? Like he just lost clean to Takeshita. Right. So
well, there's the CMLL. There's the 5 CMLL guys against the
against the 5-Foot Combat Club. I still don't know who these guys are.
You probably never will. Right.
And you have Swerve and bro, they're just, what they're doing with Swerve is he should be, tracking by himself and elevate. He should be in an angle one-on-one with Samoa Joe.
Hangman. Yeah.
Right. They're trying to keep him.
They milk that too much.
Yeah, but you got to push that. Swerve is their number one guy for ratings too. Do you know that?
No, I did not.
He's like the only guy drawing numbers right now.
Joe, can you find from the Wrestle Economics or whatever it's called, the quarter by quarter of AEW
last night?
Yeah, is that available?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, that's been our AEW review.
Okay, let me just see. Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom. Okay, so the highest was Swerve and Adam.
Well, okay, so no, right. No. Okay, it actually went up. Okay, because what they do is they record how many people are watching at 9 o'clock. Okay, right. when the show starts. So that's that number. They just came out of the Big Bang. So a lot of people are leaving the Big Bang. So 780 is the actual number. However, the first match went 30 minutes. So they actually gained 58,000. Yeah, from the local, people were watching that. You know what I'm saying? And then the
Yeah.
show steadies and it goes like it tracks off and then Sting draws at the end. You know, so. But at least this week wasn't like a complete downward spiral like it is like usually. You know,
Yeah.
like that arc is a little bit different. So.
It dipped a little bit for the Jericho match.
I'm going to blame Don Callis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it went up with the ending. And the overrun got a little bit of a boost with the Young Bucks running in too.
Yeah.
I wish
But
we could
still,
get
the
Don.
overall number was not good. Huh?
Excuse
What?
me. I wish we could get Don, especially with the 400th episode coming up. It'd be great to have Don. You know,
We'll hit him up. He might be able to,
Yeah. All right,
that's
so
probably
our
when,
AEW.
that's probably when we'll get Chris. I'd
Right.
imagine.